Hello, today I'm going to be talking about NIST Controls. Published by the United States Department of Commerce's National Institute of Standards and Technology in September 2020, the NIST Special Publication 853 Revision 5 establishes controls for systems and organizations which are organized into families. The purpose of these controls is twofold. First, to protect the confidentiality, integrity, and availability of the system and its information, and to manage information security and privacy risk, which will then, secondly, satisfy security and privacy requirements levied on the system or organization. Although these controls are only mandatory for federal information systems, and NIST is a non-regulatory agency, the controls are often cited in private sector data breaches as reasonable and appropriate data security practices that the defendant failed to follow. Unfortunately, the creation of effective controls, correct implementation of them, and assurance that they are being abided by is often difficult to obtain and/or prove, especially to the satisfaction of plaintiffs and the government. As a result, skillful managing security and privacy risks, and thus abiding by these standards, is frequently easier said than done. For example, NIST SP 853 Revision 5 states in the Literacy Training and Awareness Control of the Awareness and Training Control family that organizations should provide basic and advanced levels of literacy training to system users, including measures to test the knowledge level of users. However, as many members of these various organizations can attest to, these trainings and tests commonly take the form of unentertaining slideshow videos featuring bullet points and multiple choice questions with unlimited answer attempts. So what's the result? Technically, these types of trainings and tests can satisfy the awareness training control family on paper if they cover the topics mentioned in the NIST Literacy Training and Awareness Control documentation. However, they are likely not effective. The ultimate goal of an awareness and training program is to change human behavior, which requires more than just checking a compliance box. A basic training and awareness program can make employees aware of the security risks surrounding their jobs, but they still might not put this knowledge to use in taking proactive steps to increase and protect their organization's security. On the flip side, if the employees participating in trainings are not learning basic cybersecurity concepts and the reasoning behind certain measures, subpar results will also ensue. For example, although all employees might comply with the training specified password strength and reset rules, they will likely only grudgingly conform, simply obeying the bare minimum requirements without taking any precautionary steps that are not specifically mandated in training. Unfortunately, many organizations may not be able to realize they are in this type of predicament with ineffective trainings and tests until a data breach or other successful attack takes place. At that point, the Federal Trade Commission, or FTC, will likely retroactively look into the organization's implemented security measures to determine how reasonable they were. According to the second part of Section 5N of the FTC Act, the organization can demonstrate that it would have been very difficult for the company to avoid the data breach because either the remedy would have been impossible or so expensive that the customers would have suffered even more than they did because of the data breach. However, if an organization cannot prove this, and if the security and privacy measures it has taken or lack thereof are deemed poor or unreasonable, which constitutes an unfair business practice, the company can face harsh consequences. For one, the FTC could issue a consent order. Such an order would require the organization to develop a comprehensive information security program, obtain periodic independent assessments of its information security, and provide the FTC with broad oversight and access into the company's programs for up to 20 years. Another common consequence of data breaches is class action litigation based on various causes of action ranging from negligence to invasion of privacy, which can result in hefty fines and a reputation loss for a breached company. Thus, Simply following the base controls specified in NIST SP 853 Revision 5 to check the boxes on paper is a risky practice to partake in. Technically, without a breach incident, the superficiality of the control or poor implementation might go unnoticed or be blissfully ignored. However, if a cybersecurity incident proves the controls ineffective at protecting the confidentiality, integrity, and availability of the system and its information, and managing information security and privacy risk, it is likely that the government could decide the organization does not satisfy security and privacy requirements levied on the system or organization. Once that happens, the organization will face a myriad of negative consequences of all kinds. Therefore, it is imperative that security policy and controls be created and implemented with serious diligence. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video.